Hey guys, this is DFD, aka Dark Frozen Deaths, back with another Kamihime project video. Now, this one is something kind of interesting too, because you may want to pay attention to a little bit of this since this is an ability damage guild competition that's going on right now. But I'm mainly just doing this video in order to like kind of show off something I managed to get by sheer luck, because in the gacha there was a DX for Och and Diablos. I got both of them, and I did try this a little bit just to see if I can get a limited Guardian. I don't think it's gonna ever happen, but I tried. So I even pulled on camera with that quick little 300. But basically Roulette had given me a 10 just now. Well, not just now, but like recently, within like the last day or so. And I also pulled Och. I currently have Lug, Och, and a 10. That's already massive. And then I also got Kingu as well. So I've been pretty busy doing a little bit of grinding and stuff too. So this is what I'm doing, and I'm also going to mention my plans for it. So you see I have this Edison team. Currently, you're looking at this for all these different things. I'll explain why ability damage limit is yellow in a second. But I got all these different damage limits and all that too. I also managed to since I managed to pull a 10, I also kept her weapon. Critical is actually Stinger, and Keen is actually critical. The game's confusing like that, but that's how that is. But these special effects as well. Everybody's got light elemental attack and then more vigor because of the 50 Dragonic Eye weapon. And then Edison having her weapon that looks like a little mini tank helps her with the nuking and all that too. So she's doing like an extra 20% damage just off of her base soft cap. So that's a lot to factor in right there. But how I set her up to definitely give her a red ability for that EX skill. But I give her ambush because it gives you a chance to actually get some defense down, which stacks with these two characters. Lug, who is pretty common, and you can awaken her. But basically she's just doing all this type of stuff. Lug's defense down is also 30%, so combined with ambush is already 50%. But I did 3 stacks of defense down just in case something like if I'm going into just dealing damage for a dark malicious that somebody might have sent a request for or whatever, then that would help out with that because it goes past 50%, so it'll offset that half HP buff that all the malicious raids get. But normal stuff with this, and then on top of that too, how I'm doing accessories, I'll explain this in a second, but generally I've been starting to get a little bit lucky with those, so I'll go back to that one. Kingu is also another defense down as well, but also attack down too, but I don't necessarily need it to land if I get the other two. But there's this. She does 3 red abilities with this setup because she will lower the cooldown off of this. And then on top of that too, she will also get a cooldown reduction as well from another ability from Edison. So that's going to lower it a second time, and then this lowers it again a third time, so she can recast that for like 3 ability uses. That's very good. Here's the big ones. A 10. Now, her biggest gimmick is the fact that this little second ability here, Heavenly Flash of Condemnation, it's not only her biggest damage dealer when it comes to one enemy, it's also increasing her ability damage. And on top of that, this will pass it down here. If you use 4 red abilities in a single turn, then that Flash of Condemnation is going to come back. And that does indeed count to the total as well. So you only really need like 3 other ones after you use this one. I try to use it right before it's going to reset. So I try to count, okay, 1 ability, 2 ability, 3 abilities. Then I use this Heavenly Flash for the 4th one, and it will reset, and I just repeat the process. Something else that helps is the fact that this first ability, she can use it 3 times in 1 turn. So it's going to take 20% of her HP, but she can get some of it back anyway. But she's basically got 4 red abilities right there. So she can reset her own thing to use 5 in 1 turn just alone, but she's going to get more. That pairs very well with this, which is what Och does. The 3rd ability deploys the Guardian's power. And when Guardian's power is activated and everyone uses 5 abilities during the same turn, she's going to reactivate her first ability regardless of how many factors she has. She can only use it if she has all 6 Guardian factors. Guardian power does not mean Guardian factor. It's like, Guardian power is like her Phantom factor. You need the other 6 factors in order to do this, and this deals a crap ton of damage. Like, insane damage. The 2nd ability right here is how you get your factors back after you use them, but it will take like 12 turns before she can get this first ability back, so don't worry about it too much. But she's mainly doing this crap ton of damage through her passive, so it all combines extraordinarily well. So Edison's dealing extra damage for every red ability. Crap tons of red abilities are getting spammed here, especially through a 10. And then on top of that too, Och is dealing extra nukes every 5 red abilities, all basically in the same turn. It pairs extraordinarily well, and it does a crap ton of damage. Now, what's even going to help the damage even further is this, the accessories. This is why I have this necklace series right here. Abilities powered up is upping the soft cap of abilities as well as their damage output. So, and I do believe it's 25% soft cap increase, but I could be wrong. So that's why I'm doing that, and then I got all this other stuff here too. This little untranslated ability is also keen, meaning that that keen amount is also getting increased for Wu. I have one for Och as well, but she's doing all this other stuff too, and I also gave her more ability damage as well. I'm mainly focusing on abilities related stuff for that, or if I get it keen. And I gave necklace to basically everybody. So that's something I really went after as well. So there's that for a 10. And like I said, Och has got that as well, that keen effect. Now this other untranslated one is also normal attack damage soft cap, but she doesn't really need it. I got her another soft cap increase for ability damage from another angel thing. This 5% ability damage increase right here, above this damage up from turns, is from the timepiece. That actually goes in its own little section. It's like another multiplier. I do believe it's called the punish frame multiplier, but I could be wrong. That's what quite a few people go by, and so do I. But that's more damage than that. And then this damage up effect is from the timepiece itself. This is what increases the final damage for all her attacks. So she's getting an extra 10% damage at the start of the fight. But it will decrease over time and eventually wear off, so there's that. That's a lot to explain, but this is basically boosting the crap out of her nukes. So, yeah, there's all of this. I went and got some elaborate weapons, still got my vigor in here. I put in this keen weapon just because I've already got a stinger one too. So it's really stinger and critical, but there you go. And then I just got that burst weapon there just because it's a high stat one, and then they're also going to burst a few times too, if enemies survive the first turn anyway. Now, this is where it even gets boosted further. I got this Adoan, the Catastrophe Adoan. These guys are just here. Like, they're just here in the subslots. It's kind of like just boosting up the stats. I got something else planned for that, but I need to grind it out and finish it off. It's going to take a while. Because of the Catastrophe Adoan, all this is getting boosted. And that's why this is going to be pretty important here. This ability damage limit thing, past 50%, that's when it turns yellow and you start getting less for each elaborate. However, The true amount that it has currently is 75%, and that's getting doubled to 150%. So what I'm really getting is actually a 70% ability damage limit increase, because it's taking the original 50% and not touching it. The 100% that goes past that, and this is assuming I have a friend catastrophe I don't want with me as well, but the 100% past that, it's going to end up getting another 20%. It's going to get reduced that much, so it'll be 50 plus that 20%. So that's a little bit to explain, but yeah, I'm just upping soft cap for ability damage quite a bit, and it's really helping out a lot. Now then, to show this in action, and I don't even think I need a limited Haggith in order to do this. But to show this in action, here we go. Because I wanted this on camera. If I find a limited Haggith, there you go, but otherwise I'm not going to worry about it. And yeah, I didn't get one, but I'm still trying to test this out and see if I can do it all in one. Like, I'm pretty sure I can do this all in one turn without using the attack button. Is a different story, but we'll see. But here it goes, all in there. So if I can summon it in turn 1, I'll do it. I don't need Monarch Armor. I use second ability Edison and first ability Edison. That gives the extra like buff from the yellow abilities. Get this yellow ability out, then I'm going to be worried about my my debuffs. So there's 1. If it lands, there's 2. If this lands, there's 3. Now keep in mind, I'm counting this out too. So that's 3 red abilities. I have to use this before it resets, so there's 4. Now, since this is going to be the 5th one, you're going to see an Nuke go off again. So there's the original cast of that. You see how much damage it's dealing. There's a Sting. There's a second boost because of her Och's passive. Now remember, I'm at a 1 count. This is a 2 count. This is a 3 count. And this should be 4. And watch it reset again. And there's a reset, so again, counting again, 1. Don't count the yellow abilities either. But the yellow abilities are also buffing me because of Edison's Sting. So if you've been following, here's 2. And that Ocean Nuke goes off because that's like the 10th one. Here's this as well. Here's 3. This should be 4. Now then, 1, 2, and this is where it's going to get a little bit unique. Because I can use this ability again even though it's not really lit up. But if I go back into it, you see that. So, there you go again. And now I'm just going to use this. Then I'm going to do this one more time. Heal her back up so she gets her vigor back. And now I'm going to use this again. Now, I couldn't kill her without hitting the attack button, but you see how much crazy damage this it really is. Like, I took out 90% of her HP without even hitting the attack button. And I filled up the burst gauges, so they're just going to full burst and just nuke it. And they still do quite a bit of burst damage, too. Especially if the critical Sting goes off. Because Sting is definitely going to go off. I got basically a guaranteed Stinger. But if critical goes off, and it's been going off quite a bit, lots of damage. This is the craziness of elaborate teams, basically, because it is doing so much. Like, so very much. If you get the right characters, you can do a lot of stuff with these types of things. Elaborate is actually pretty fun for me. It is a lot of clicking, so anybody that wants to do auto should not be even thinking about it. But as you can see, I did it in 1 turn. I can do it without damage, and you'll see a video about that. Like, I can do it without without the attack button if I get a limited Haggith to boost the soft cap more. But just as more of an example too, I've already run the guild competition. Look at this score. Because abilities are 4 times boosted, provided your whole active team is elemental advantage. This is what I did in those 10 turns. If we divide it by 4, because this is the guild competition boost that really spiked it that high, I still did over 250 million damage in 10 turns with an ability team. That's insane. But I think I've proven my point. You're going to see more stuff soon. I'm going to re-record that dummy run because, of course, I went and got more elaborate since then. So that was with just 2 elaborate weapons. I got a little bit more, and I got more necklace sets. So yeah. But there's that. I've done it. I'm going to get hopefully more elaborate from drops, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I'm going to re-record all that type of stuff too. I'm having fun with this team, if you want to be honest. And I can basically do it on the Japanese side too once I unlock Edison, but I need to get higher rank there. But the last thing I want to show too is this event thing right here. They have you consuming AP. Do that, please, because 1,000 AP you consume and you'll get a 10 pool ticket. But you need 30,000 to get everything. Some people have been asking me how to get skill EXP. This gives some of it. This is like some special missions that they gave for like anniversary that gives you a lot of stuff. So this is a good way to get a lot of that. But anyways, that's all for this. More will come soon, but I basically wanted to just show off the mechanics of that team because Elaborate is starting to pick up, especially for White. So if you get the right characters, you already see the craziness. But anyways, that's all for now, guys. More will come soon, and take care.